Our topic is basically related to the impact of jet on a moving surfaces. In previous case or in previous lectures, we have seen the impact of jet on a fixed surface. Now we have a moving surface. What is moving surface? So basically, instead of fixing the plate and does not have any type of degree of freedom, we have a kind of plate which can move in the direction with respect of jet, or we can see in the same direction of the jet. So what is that thing? Now we will just try to understand the motivation. So work done is nothing but what we call as force into displacement. So as if we are discussing in turbo machine, our motivation is basically to find out how much amount of work done or work can be done with the help of the energy which is available in the water jet. So for that sake, it is necessary to provide a kind of, we can say, displacement by the force exerted by the plate. So that displacement, if we are going to allow, so that we can find out the work done by that particular surface. So in this, from hereafter, we are going to discuss about the impact of jet on a moving surfaces. This is the motivation part. The basic thing is nothing but if we are keeping that particular surface fixed one, it does not have any meaning, or there is no any type of useful work can be done with the help of such type of conditions. So power can be produced by moving surfaces, and it will be basically important in this particular subject, so that we are actually finding out force exerted on a moving surfaces, the same cases that we have studied previously. The only thing is what basically we are allowing them to move in specific direction. Now here is a thing that is nothing but absolute and relative velocity. So we are going to see these things in brief. First of all, we will just try to understand what exactly it means by absolute and relative velocity. So if the observer is fixed one, he is standing somewhere else, and any object is moving in front of that particular observer, so that velocity is to be considered as an absolute velocity, the velocity that is noted by that observer, fixed observer. But if the observer is moving with a specific velocity, something like v, and that object is moving with velocity u, so at that time, whatever the velocity experienced or noted by that particular observer is nothing but a relative velocity. So this concept of relative velocity can be illustrated like this. We have different conditions, like say we are, just try to imagine that we are sitting in a bus which is moving with velocity of 60 meter per second or 60 km per hour. We will take example of a kind of bus which is moving with 60 km per hour, and that observer is sitting in that particular bus. Now when traveling on a road, another car is passing by that particular bus, and that car has a velocity of 100 km per hour. So obviously it is overtaking to that bus. Another observer is standing on the side of the road, and he is observing that particular car. So the velocity what I told you related to the car, that is 100 km per hour, is nothing but absolute velocity which is experienced by the observer which is standing near to that particular road, and obviously he experiences more velocity, that is 100 km per hour. But the observer which is sitting in the bus which is moving with velocity 60 km per hour, he experiences kind of thing that particular car is moving with slightly in a less speed than that of your 100 km per hour. The reason is that the absolute velocity and relative velocity thing. Now how to find out this relative velocity thing, or how to find out the relative velocity? So if we have two buses bus A and bus B. So bus A is moving with velocity VA and bus B is moving with velocity VB. So VA is greater than VB. So the relative velocity of A with respect of B means the observer who is sitting in this particular bus is observing that particular bus A moving with more velocity than that of the bus in which he is seated. So that relative velocity VR from B to A is nothing but VA minus VB. This is what we call as basically a relative velocity. As if both the buses are moving in the same direction, there is a kind of thing. Now what if the bus is moving with the same velocity VB, and here is the bus A, but it is moving with the same velocity but in the opposite direction. So at that time the relative velocity of bus A with respect of B is given by basically VA, if we consider this negative sign as a, or this direction as a positive, or we can say a kind of thing, VA is very greater than VB. So in that case we have to consider maximum magnitude on this side. So minus of VB, it can be written as VA plus VB. So what will happen if the observer is observing this particular bus coming towards him? So even though this bus might running with a velocity VA, but while basically striking, obviously there is a kind of thing that A going to collide with B. So during collision or before collision, the velocity that experienced by that particular observer is VA plus VB. Means what? He may observe or he may note that particular velocity or that bus is coming at a very high speed towards him. So this is the thing related to that of your relative velocity. Now relative velocity is very important concept for our study, and we will see that thing later, how that relative velocity is important one. Now we will consider first case, or we can say fifth case, as per our previous discussion that we are studying related to the impact object. We are going to study 13 different cases. So in that case, in this case we have a jet striking normal on a moving flat plate. In previous case we have a kind of flat plate which is fixed one, but in this case right now the plate is moving with velocity u. Okay, so after some time that plate may be somewhere else here, and it is moving with velocity basically u. Now this plate, or we can say a kind of control volume which is moving one. So if we consider the transmission of energy within this particular basically plate, we can say that this is a control volume. This one is control volume in which the energy transmission will occur. So jet is having velocity v. The description is similar in previous case as if in previous case, but in this case we have a jet which is moving with velocity v, but while striking or while entering into this moving control volume, this control volume is also moving one with respect of this plate. Okay, so this plate is moving with velocity u. So obviously the control volume which basically surrounds this moving plate is also moving with velocity u. So while entering into this particular moving control volume, the velocity will become a relative velocity, and that relative velocity of the jet will become v minus u. the velocity of the jet with respect of moving vane. So while entering into this control volume, this is very easy to understand. Basically related to that of your moving frame of reference, we have to consider a kind of thing that is what we call as a control volume. Control volume is nothing but volume surrounded by that or volume surrounded to the vane which is moving with velocity u, where energy transmission will occur, and we are considering here only thing that is nothing but energy transmission. So where energy transmission will occur into that particular control volume, the jet is entering with velocity v minus u. So mass flow rate will become m dot is equal to rho a v r. R is nothing but relative velocity, and it is given by rho a v minus u kg per second. So this is what we call as basically m dot, that is what we call as a mass flow rate. Now while exiting, the velocity will remain same, that is v minus u and v minus u. So here we have that particular condition related to that of your moving frame of reference. This is known as basically moving frame of reference. Moving frame of reference, if it is in constant velocity, it is known as inertial frame of reference. It also called as the inertial frame of reference. Now force is equal to, we have to find out force in x direction. Fx is equal to m dot v1x minus v2x. Now we have to consider this diagram instead of this one. The plate is not fixed one, but it is moving one. So here we have a kind of condition of the plate after some sort of time duration. So mass flow rate is nothing but rho a v minus u. v1x, while striking the plate, the velocity before striking the plate is v minus u. See this, here we have velocity v minus u, and v2x is equal to basically 0 because there is no any type of velocity after striking the plate. Okay, in x direction, that thing is important. So fx is equal to rho a v minus u in bracket v minus u minus 0. So this v minus u and v minus u are common, so it will become rho a v minus u bracket square is nothing but force in a x direction. This is what we call as the force in x direction. Now this is the case, that is x direction force, or in other words we can consider it as a normal force. So work done is equal to force into displacement. So what is force? This is the force, and displacement is nothing but displacement of the object in the same direction through which the force is exerted. So force is rho a v minus u bracket square into the displacement is nothing but displacement of the plate, and that displacement per unit time is nothing but velocity of the plate. So we can say that displacement as u. U is nothing but velocity of that plate. Okay, so the force is in Newton and the velocity is in meter per second. So here we have a kind of thing, Newton meter is nothing but joule per second, or we can say that rho a v minus u bracket square into u, joule per second is nothing but watt. So this is work done per unit time. Work done Newton meter joule per unit time is nothing but basically rate of work done, and that rate of work done is what we call as a power. So we will see that part later on. Now energy content in that particular jet is nothing but a kinetic energy. So energy available in a jet is equal to kinetic energy, and it is given by 1/2 m dot v square. This is the energy available in that particular jet. So m dot is nothing but rho a v. In this jet, the velocity or the discharge here is nothing but q, and q is equal to area into this velocity. So 1/2 into rho a v into v square. So it will become basically 1/2 rho a v cube. Okay, so here we can say that the energy available in the water 1/2 rho a v cube. So energy available in the water is basically this much amount of energy, and out of this energy this much amount of work has been done. So we can basically consider this thing with respect of performance of this particular plate which is moving by means of efficiency. So efficiency of the jet is nothing but output, in this case work done as output. So O output upon input is equal to work done as output, and input is nothing but kinetic energy of the jet. So it can be written as basically rho a v minus u bracket square into u divided by 1/2 into rho a v cube. So this rho a get cancelled out, and if we will try to rearrange this equation, we will have 2u v minus u bracket square divided by v cube. So this is what we call as the efficiency of the jet. Means what? If we apply a jet of water having velocity v, which having kinetic energy 1/2 rho a v cube, so that particular jet may give us this much amount of efficiency in such a way that it is giving this much amount of work as a output. The efficiency of jet, if we have single moving plate, so that efficiency is given by 2u v minus u bracket square divided by v cube. So if this is the efficiency, then we will find out condition for maximum efficiency, so that we can predict how much amount of efficiency we will get if we have a kind of condition that the plate is moving with velocity u, and the jet is striking that moving plate with velocity v. So now here we will see this jet efficiency is either a function. We will write that thing like this. Jet, from this equation we can say that the efficiency of the jet is function of u or v. Okay, so we will see what is v. V is nothing but velocity of the jet. U is nothing but velocity of the plate, moving plate, flat plate. Now from these two parameters, if one of the parameter will vary, then after efficiency also changes. So we will see that whether it is possible to find out efficiency based on v or u. Now if we consider to change this velocity as if a variable, so this is quite difficult because the efficiency thing is, so v is the fixed velocity of the jet, as if we have designed nozzle for that particular condition. So it is quite difficult to change the v, but it is possible to change value of u, that is the velocity of plate. So based on that, And also one more thing is that it is really important that instead of changing the input parameter, we will just try to change something related to that of your output parameter. That is what we call as a work done, so that we can enhance the efficiency of the jet. So this can be done with the help of finding out the change in this jet velocity with respect of change in this plate velocity. So it is given by basically by deriving this jet efficiency with respect of u and equating that thing with 0. So this thing we have studied in engineering mathematics in maxima minima condition. So basically we are using maxima condition or maximum to find out the change in that particular value with respect of change in the independent variable. So based on that we can find out the maximum efficiency. So we are going to differentiate this whole equation with respect of u, and you equating that equation with 0, we will get basically the maximum condition for maximum efficiency. So we will try to solve these things. So d upon du of 2u v minus u bracket square divided by v cube is equal to 0. So this is what we are expecting. Now see, we will just try to differentiate this equation and equate that equation with 0. So the derivative will be like this. Here we will just take out some constants out of this particular bracket. So 2 upon v cube d upon du of u in bracket v minus u bracket square bracket complete is equal to 0. So 2 upon v cube d upon du of u into v minus u v square plus u square minus 2vu is equal to 0. By multiplying this equation, this u with respect of this particular equation, we will get 2 upon v cube d upon du of v square u plus u cube minus 2 vu square is equal to 0. Now we will differentiate this equation. 2 upon v cube into, in bracket, the derivative of this first quantity v square u with respect of u is v square minus this quantity will become basically plus 3u square minus the derivative of 2vu square is 4vu bracket complete is equal to 0. So we will take this quantity on right hand side, it will become 0. So ultimately we have v square minus 4vu plus 3u square is equal to 0. So this is a kind of quadratic equation. Now this quadratic equation can be solved like this: v square minus 3vu minus 1vu plus 3u square is equal to 0. Now we will just take out v as a common. So v minus 3u, from this second term we can take minus u as a common. So we have v minus 3u is equal to 0. So we have two roots of this particular quadratic equation like this: v minus u and v minus 3u is equal to 0. So the root will be like this: either v minus u is equal to 0 or v minus 3u is equal to 0. So this indicates that v is equal to u or v is equal to 3u. So we have two conditions. So now we have to verify these two conditions to find out maximum efficiency. So that thing can be written like this: if v is equal to u, if we put this value in this equation of efficiency, if v is equal to u, then u minus u will become 0 and this whole term will become 0. Means what? The maximum efficiency will not be like 0. So this condition will not be accepted. But if we try to consider this part, that is v is equal to 3u, so we can get maximum efficiency. So we will put this condition in the equation of efficiency of jet is equal to, if v is equal to 3u, so 2u in bracket, instead of v we have to put 3u minus u bracket square divided by v cube is nothing but 3u cube. So this will be like 2u in bracket 3u minus u, it will become 2u bracket square divided by 3u cube. So this will become 2u square into 2u, it will become 8u cube divided by 3u cube, means 27u cube. So this will get cancelled out and we will have that particular efficiency of the jet as 29.62%. This fraction, and multiplying that fraction by 100, we will have this as a efficiency. So maximum efficiency for the flat plate is always 29.62% if there is a frictionless surface and the plate is moving with velocity u. Now we will see impact of jet on moving surface. The case number 6 is nothing but jet striking on a moving inclined flat plate. So here we have an inclined plate. That plate makes an angle of theta degree with this jet direction. Now here we have a condition that this plate is moving with velocity u and the jet is striking with velocity v. So here the velocity of jet is v meter per second and this plate is u meter per second. Now we will just try to find out the force exerted on such a plate. So force potential available. In jet is basically F. The total force which is available is nothing but this F in jet, and that is given by basically our flat plate. By considering a flat plate example, rho A. Now here v minus u bracket square. This is what we call as a relative velocity. So this is already we have seen in a flat plate. Now we have to find out the normal force. This one is what we call as a normal force. So if we consider this plate surface as a free body diagram, so this plate surface and this one is nothing but Fn. Fn is normal to the plate and Fp is nothing but parallel to the plate. So here we will have a kind of thing that is nothing but we can resolve this particular force F into two component. Fn is nothing but normal to the plate and Fp is nothing but along the plate surface. So Fn from this can be written as basically F sin theta and Fp is equal to F cos theta. So if we put this value of F in this equation, it will be like this: rho A v minus u bracket square into sin theta and rho A v minus u bracket square into cos theta. So these two values of forces, those forces are normal force and parallel force. Now this normal force Fn can also be resolved into two components, and those components are x component Fx, this one is what we call as fx, and this one is fy. So fx is equal to fn sine theta, and fy is nothing but fn cos theta. So we will just try to find out fx is equal to, this is fn, so rho a in bracket v minus u bracket square, and this sine theta and this sine theta will become sine square theta, and fy will become rho a v minus u bracket square sine theta into cos theta. So if we multiply and divide this equation by 2, we will have rho a v minus u bracket square divided by 2 into 2 sine theta cos theta. It ultimately will become rho a v minus u bracket square divided by 2 into sine 2 theta. So this is what we call as a fy. Now this force fx and fy are similar, basically not same, but are similar to that of force exerted on a fixed inclined plate. The only difference is what? If there is a fixed inclined plate, at that time this velocity will become a jet velocity only. But if the plate is moving with velocity u, at that time we have to consider here relative velocity. So only this term changes in 3 cases what we have seen until now. In flat plate, the force exerted on a flat plate is rho a v minus u bracket square, where we have to consider here relative velocity as if the plate is moving one with velocity u. So this is all about related to that of your inclined plate, force exerted on inclined plate. Now if we consider the work done for such a type of we can say flat plate, so work done is given by basically WD is equal to Fx, because work done is always to be considered in such a way that the force applied and the direction of displacement, or we can say displacement in the direction of the force. So here this is what we call as a displacement, so force into displacement. So, or we can write here work done is equal to force into displacement. Now this will be much more easier to understand, and work done is equal to Fx into u. So Fx is nothing but rho a in bracket v minus u bracket square sine square theta into u. So this is what we call as basically the force exerted. Now total kinetic energy available is 1/2 mv square. So we can directly write down the efficiency is equal to, or efficiency of the jet is equal to output work done and input is nothing but kinetic energy. So it is given as rho a v minus u bracket square sine square theta into u divided by 1/2 rho a v cube. So what is rho a v cube? Rho a v is nothing but m dot, and v square is nothing but the velocity square. So this rho a get cancelled out. At the end we will have a kind of expression for efficiency as, I will write that expression here. Efficiency of the jet is equal to 2u v minus u bracket square sine square theta divided by v cube. So this is all about related to that of your efficiency of the jet exerted on the inclined moving vane. The next case is impact of jet on a moving curved surface. Here we have symmetrically curved surface, symmetrical curved surface which is moving with velocity u meter per second. Now if we have such a type of condition, we all know that here this particular curved vane is moving. Now here we can consider a kind of control volume like this. The control volume is nothing but a kind of system, or we can say a kind of portion in which energy transmission or energy transportation will occur. So here this nozzle is stationary, this jet is moving, but this vane is moving with velocity u. Because of that reason, this whole system or this whole kind of, we can say, portion in which the energy transmission will occur is also moving with the same velocity. So while entering into this particular control volume, this jet is having, while entering, it's having a velocity which is nothing but a relative velocity Vr. So that relative velocity Vr is nothing but V minus u. So because of that reason, the mass which is striking the plate which is moving with velocity u will be like m dot is equal to rho into q, or rho into a, that is what we call as a cross-sectional area, this cross-sectional area, okay, and it is given by ACS. Rho a into v is nothing but v minus u. So v is nothing but what? V minus u is nothing but a relative velocity. So this is the mass flow rate. Now from this we have to find out next thing, that is what we call as the force exerted on such a plate. So while striking the plate, the velocity of the jet is v minus u in x direction, positive x direction. So here we will draw that thing, that is y and x. This is a positive x direction. So the jet has a velocity while striking the plate as v minus u. So this is what we call as the initial velocity of the jet. Now after striking the plate, this jet is supposed to deviate through an angle of theta, because theta is nothing but the exit angle of that particular vane. So theta is the exit angle. So this jet is supposed to exit from this particular vane with velocity v minus u. Similarly happen on this side also. And I have already told you one thing, that to imagine that particular type of curved vane, you have to imagine the umbrella. The stick of the umbrella which we are holding in our hand is nothing but the jet, and the portion, the dome like portion, is nothing but this particular curved vane. The wires which are actually holding that particular dome shape are nothing but the, we can say, magnitude or direction of the jet which is going out from that particular dome shape. Now here we will just try to figure out what are the different components. So see, this v minus u makes an angle of theta with jet which is deviated through an angle of basically 180 minus theta angle. So this one is nothing but total is 180 degree angle, and this angle of deviation is 180 minus theta. So this jet is deviated through an angle of 180 minus theta. So after deviation, it has two components. One is along y direction, another is along x direction. So these two components are nothing but minus v minus u cos theta, and this one will become v minus u sin theta. V minus, we are making the components, two components of this velocity v minus u, in such a way that one is along x direction, another is along y direction. Similarly here is also we have same components. So now we will see from the impulse momentum principle, force F is equal to m dot into V1. Now if we have to find out force Fx, the force in x direction, we have to consider velocity v1x minus v2x. As per convention, v1x stands for initial velocity and v2x stands for final velocity. Initial means velocity of the jet before striking the plate, and v2x is nothing but velocity of the jet after striking the plate in x direction. So v1x can be written as v1x is nothing but v minus u. So this is the velocity before striking the plate. Okay, and v2x is equal to, along x direction we have minus v minus u cos theta as a component. So we can put this and this value in this equation. We will get Fx is equal to rho a into v minus u in bracket v minus u as v1x minus of minus v minus u cos theta. So this is how we can write that equation. So rho a v minus u in bracket v minus u, minus minus will become plus, v minus u cos theta. So this v minus u and this v minus u can get common, we can take it common. So v minus u, this v minus u and the common thing will be multiplied like this, v minus u bracket square into 1 plus cos theta. So this is nothing but force in x direction. Now if we have to find out force in y direction, so Fy is equal to m dot v1y minus v2y, where v1y is nothing but, see, in y direction there is no initial velocity, so it will be 0, and v2y is equal to, in y direction we have velocity is v minus u sin theta. So if we have such type of condition, put all these values in this equation, you will get Fy is equal to m dot in bracket 0 minus v minus u sin theta. So it will become, if we put m dot value in this equation, you will have minus rho a in bracket v minus u bracket square sin theta is nothing but Fy. So this is how we can find out force along y direction and force along x direction if the jet is striking the plate at the center, the plate is symmetrically curved one.